This Charlemagne the God scandal that I still say he created is getting messier and the rabbit hole is getting deeper. Let's talk about it, shall we? Hey everyone, good afternoon. This is your girl Missing a Little Cool coming to you straight out of NYC on this, you could say, half sunny, half cloudy Wednesday afternoon. Yes, so I'm here at home on my day off, enjoying myself. And I just wanted to really much touch base with you on the whole Charlemagne the God, Jessica Reid situation. Because I'm going to make two videos about it. One is definitely going to be about Charlemagne Jessica Reid, but the other one may take people by somewhat of surprise, but it's going to drum up a conversation that should have been discussed initially. So, anyway, I came across a video this morning when Jessica Reid spoke out about the night of the rape that was allegedly done by Charlemagne the God and his friends. So I have to say allegedly for legal reasons. So in that situation, she's filming a documentary and it's called Justice for Jessica. And it's being produced by Choke No Joke. I don't know if you know who he is, but he does interviews on Doggy Diamond's TV, Doggy Diamond's podcast. And he does give good information, but I'm going to get back to him a little bit later. Now, in the documentary, she discusses the day when the rape occurred, and she shows you where it happened. And I read this, and it happened at it was like a cabin sort of resort where you rented where you could throw parties. And she's on the land, and she said, this is where the incident occurred when I was 15 years old. Me and Malika Jordan, we were given drinks, and she was like, and I passed out. Pretty much what happened is that Charlemagne the God picked her up to take us to the party. And Charlemagne the God at the time was 22 years old. She was 15, and he knew this. And when they got to the party, he was pushing her to take these drinks. And Jessica and Malika, they didn't want to take it. But after 4 times, he convinced them, and they took the drinks. Afterwards, she said she passed out, and she remembered her clothes was off. She was completely naked. And she says that she hadn't been right since. It's like the whole episode changed her life. The person who holds the camera even removes the camera down to her shoes while she's crying. And then he puts it back up because she probably may not have wanted the camera on her. Maybe she was too short. I don't know. But then there's another scene where Malika's sitting down and she talks about how she remembers Charlemagne taking her clothes off and laying on top of her while he was having sex with her. And how the man raped her and he basically stripped her of her dignity. Now, I'm going to say that I support Jessica, but the story is kind of a little contradiction because in the beginning, she did say that she blacked out and that when she woke up, she was naked. Then she said she remembered him taking her clothes off, and stripping her down naked. So my thing is, which is which? And I'm just analyzing the situation. Like, I believe her that she was raped. I really do. But she also said that it was him and his friends. Not trying to excuse Charlemagne for what he did, because like I said, I stand by my beliefs. I believe he did that shit. And I believe he was confessing about it through making jokes for years. Now, I'm going to talk about Choke No Joke. Choke No Joke has also been on The Breakfast Club. He's worked with a lot of people in the industry. I'm kind of surprised that he would be producing this documentary on Charlemagne the God. Like, I thought he would produce a documentary more so going hard on Jay-Z and Dame Dash because he had run-ins with them as opposed to Charlemagne. But what I think has happened is that Charlemagne the God has danced on people's toes. He stepped on people's toes. And a lot of people in the industry, it's a known fact, they don't like Charlemagne. They feel as though Charlemagne will do anything to make it to the top, including throwing his own people under the bus. Like they feel that Charlemagne is aligning himself with white capital. And he's not for the people. He's really not for the culture. Like Charlemagne the God is a radio personality. He's not a talent. He's an on-air talent, but he's not a musical talent, you know? So it's like more so he basically plays the records, does interviews, but he also critiques the artist. And he'll tell you if your stuff is hot or whack. And a lot of artists have hated him. Like a perfect example is the way he treated little mama. He said her music was whack. He even made fun of her when she talked about her mother passing away from the big C. And like that to me was the coolest thing. And that I could never forgive him for. That was just so cool. And this is when the Breakfast Club first hit the airwaves. This was like the spring of 2011 when that occurred. And I remember that interview. And you could see her eyes were sweltering. I mean, she was really, really crying, taking it hard. And I mean, the way he was just coming at her was really disrespectful. Now, this is what I believe. And a lot of people were saying, you know, they believed Jessica Reid, but the timing was suspicious because Charlemagne the God was offered that deal from HBO. And at the time I said, well, you know, it could be that, but still he needs to be held accountable. What I believe now has happened is that this documentary, for those of you who don't know, was filmed before she came forward to Star and talked about her case and talked about this incident and how the case was never picked up because her mother did not want her to pursue it because she was young. I believe, and this is my theory, that Choke No Joke contacted Star because him and Star are cool. And I believe Choke No Joke said, I'm making this documentary, you know, about this girl named Jessica Reid who was allegedly raped by Charlemagne the God. Your platform is bigger than mine. So if you basically break the story and show the legal documents, this could reach an international audience. And this could basically destroy this man's character because I don't like the dude. And this dude needs to be brought down because I think the dude is whack. And I think this girl needs to be brought to justice because I do believe that she was raped. And Star, knowing how he is the hater and what he did with the African Barbada situation, which I still say is groundbreaking, and I commend him for it, he probably, since he hates all of them, he probably said, oh, I'm definitely going to go with this, broke the story, and it's where it is now. That's what I believe happened. Now, a lot of people say that Charlemagne's DNA does not match. That's not true. That's not true at all. This is what it is. Charlemagne the God he submitted DNA. What happened, if you look at the court documents, it says no DNA analysis done. What it means is that the state of South Carolina did not test his DNA. He did submit the DNA, but he says that it didn't match. The DNA was never tested. Now, the reason why it was never tested was because her mother did not want to pursue the case any further. Because of that, when that's done, the state, from those departments where they do like the forensics, they're not going to go any further because you don't want to pursue justice. So they basically let the DNA sit out and that's that. Now, if they never threw the DNA samples away, this case could still be pursued, even though the Supreme Court doesn't want to deal with it. I mean, even though the court doesn't want to deal with it, she could take it to a state, like a state Supreme Court or like one of those type of courts, like a higher court, and, you know, try to get it, you know, done and say, hey, you know, my mom was my guardian and she didn't want any justice pursued to protect me, but I'm a grown woman. I'm 32. I want this to now be pursued. I want justice for myself. That can be done. Okay? It could be done. It could still be done. But Lovely T gave a very good statement, and that is her mother did a disservice to her daughter by not allowing her to pursue this case, because we don't know. Because basically she's in the dark. She really is. And here's why. If the DNA would have been tested, she would definitely know who raped her, whether it was Charlemagne that did it or not. she would have some closure. She would know what happened to her that night. Also, too, not pursuing justice makes her carry on this burden much longer. If you look at her face, she's very much stressed out. She's very much stressed out. She says that she has anxiety attacks. She said that to Star. And it's like, really, the girl needs help. She needs help, and she's stagnant. They even moved from South Carolina to Virginia. So this situation has completely destroyed this young lady. It destroyed this young lady's life. And I feel as though it's just a sad situation, and I want her to get justice. But I'm going to say this in all fairness. I don't want her to get justice through people that are helping her because they have a beef with people that are now famous. I don't want them to help her because they got a bone to pick. I want these people to help her because they genuinely care about her. I don't want them to help her because it's like, oh, I can't stand Charlamagne, so I'm going to help her, but I'm really getting back at Charlamagne, but I'm going to do it by helping Jessica Reid. I don't want that to be done. I want this girl to get real, genuine justice for herself. So on that note, I'm going to end this video right here, but I'm coming back in a few minutes to make another audio. And this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I want to talk about this because this has been weighing on me for a couple of days. And I want you guys to weigh on the conversations for both videos, this one and the upcoming one. So stay tuned. This is your girl, Miss Little, who's signing off. Make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Spreaker.com, and take care. I'll see you soon.